Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Thank you for joining me. In this video, I thought I'd combine superheroes and fragrances because, of course, they're two things that just naturally go together. There is going to be a little bit of scenting superheroes, but all the fragrances I've chosen in this video in some way have some connection to superheroes. But the other thing about all these fragrances is I think they are all fantastic. They are amongst some of my all-time favorites. So if you want to smell like a superhero, feel like a superhero, or just smell good, stay tuned. One thing is for dang sure, whenever I spray any of these fragrances, they make me feel like a superhero, and who doesn't want to feel like a superhero? And by that I mean the kind of fragrances that you spray on, you feel great, they lift you up, they make your day better, they make you feel like a hero, they empower you. Well, I get that from all of these fragrances. And I'm taking this video very seriously. It will become evident as the video goes on how much thorough and deep research has gone in to choosing all these fragrances. So you're not going to get this level of well-researched content from anyone else. Let's dive into the first fragrance. This one actually I think is very appropriate for the superhero that I'm connecting it with. This is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it is discontinued. It will still be out there. I don't know why it was discontinued. This is a great scent from Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is La Malle Eau Fraiche. Of course, this one is for soups, because as you can see, he is literally just bursting out of the chest of this bottle. This is one of my all-time favorite summer fragrances. We've got the La Malle DNA, the mint and the lavender, but in this, the mint is boosted, making it even fresher, and there's some neroli in here. So this is a fresher take on the original Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Malle. And man, does it do it well. This is such a great smelling fragrance. It's fresh, but it's versatile. It could be worn all year round, but if you want a La Malle that really works in the warmth, in the sunshine, as the name would suggest, La Malle Eau Fraiche is the one that's going to do it. This isn't the only iteration. These were kind of done in special edition bottles. There's also a Popeye bottle. There's also an Andre the Sailor. All the same fragrance within the bottles, but they've got different bottle designs. I'm a big fan of Superman. I kind of used to dress up in a Superman outfit when I was a kid and jump off the patio wall and hope that I would fly. And after several trips to hospital, realized I couldn't. Anyway, that's by the by. I love the Superman films. I've got a connection with Superman, so I obviously went with the Superman bottle. I love this as well because it's a super fun fragrance. You've got the neroli and the lavender and the mint and all that beautiful La Malle smell, but there's just a little bit of sweet bubblegummy playfulness in there as well that I don't think the original has. So for a lot of reasons, this is a great scent. And when I wear this on a summer's day, this really does make me feel super. It empowers me. It makes me feel great. Criminally discontinued. I hope Jean-Paul Gaultier bring this back one day because it is such a good fragrance. And yeah, I think Superman in his tights or as Clark Kent, he'd rock this. So we've had Superman. Now it's time for Batman. Batman versus Superman. And the obvious choice for a Batman fragrance is a fragrance called Batman. This is Batman from House of Sillage. Not only does this come in House of Sillage's amazing hip flask style bottles, but this looks like something that has been taken right off Batman's utility belt. And sometimes it's the simple things in life, but I've always been a fan of this very satisfying way of opening House of Sillage bottles. You just press the little button here, open, close. Really satisfying. You might be thinking this fragrance is a dark, brooding scent, maybe with some rubber notes or leather, something appropriate for the dark night. But it isn't that. It does have a little bit of darkness. There's a streak of darkness, a streak of attitude, but this is a very wearable, quite bright, versatile fragrance. Great poppy, punchy, spicy opening from the cool freshness of cardamom. A very classy and gentlemanly dry woodiness from vetiver, and then in the base, there's some oak moss giving this some earthy gravitas and heft. I think Batman could easily pull this scent off, but when I smell this, it makes me think of a very well-groomed, well-dressed, sophisticated, refined-looking gentleman. That's Bruce Wayne, right? This one, in my mind, fits more with that very sleek, debonair image of Bruce Wayne. So I think he could wear it for both. That kind of works for me because in life I generally dress more like Bruce Wayne than Batman. So whenever I do, I just spray this on and I feel like the Dark Knight. And do not think that this is just a gimmicky movie tie-in fragrance. Take all that away, strip away the Batman connection. This is just a really great scent. And whilst we're on the subject of superheroes and House of Sillage, look at this one. Surely Iron Man's going for this. Back in 1996, Thierry Mugler created a line of fragrances called Amen, and he was inspired by his great love of comic book superheroes. That's why with the Amen line we have this iconic bottle with the superhero-like star right at the front. This one is their most recent release, Amen Fantasm. Smells a little bit like a rebooted version of that 1996 original, but it adds some dark, luxurious chocolate. I don't own the original Angel Men, although I really enjoy it. Once had a great night in Lisbon in Portugal where I went into the city, forgot my fragrance, dived into a Sephora, grabbed the first fragrance that I could see, which was Amen, and drowned myself in it. That was a good night. So this smells quite similar to that, although chocolate is a note, so it's maybe slightly sweeter, maybe a little bit smoother, and a little bit more modernized, I would say. I really love this. I think Mugler gave us a great release here. Yes, it is sweet and gourmand, but it's not just a sweet cloying gourmand. There is a freshness, there's a poppiness to it. It's a really attention-grabbing kind of scent. Really easy to wear, but never boring. Pretty decent price considering the smell. This smells more niche than designer. You can grab the 100ml of this for about £60. You can get the 50ml for £44. For this scent, I think the prices on this at the moment are great. Way better than the release from a few years ago, which was Ultimate. That was kind of nice, but this one is better, so I'm hoping this is a sign that Mugler are getting back on track with Amen. They kind of forgot about the Amen line a little bit. What a great range of fragrances we had with Pure Malt and Pure Havana, the booze, the tobacco scents. They've all gone now. When this was released, I was hoping that this was a sign that Amen was getting resurrected. I really hope it is, because this is a great fragrance. If they can carry on this trajectory, using this as the starting point and create some more great Amen fragrances, the future could be exciting. Amen Phantasm, the whole Amen line, inspired by comic book superheroes, so obviously it's in this video. What superhero wouldn't want to wear a fragrance called Hero? Thankfully, Burberry made one, or a few. This one is Hero EDP. The notes are pine needles, olibanum, benzoin, incense, Atlas cedar, Himalayan cedar, and Virginia cedar. All the cedar. Is there any cedar left in the world? No, because it all went into this fragrance. This is lovely. It's kind of a little bit sweet, a little bit fresh. The strange thing about this is, as much as I enjoy it, it doesn't really smell to me like the notes. In fact, I had to double check that I was looking up the right fragrance when I looked up the notes, because I don't really get anything piney from the pine needle note. There's nothing particularly incensey or resinous to the scent. What it is a very wearable, quite sweet, woody, fairly simple fragrance. It's just one of those fragrances that if you're in the mood for something sweet and woody, tiny little bit fresh, then Burberry Hero EDP is gonna scratch that itch for you. Because of the sweetness, I think this is a fragrance that is highly likely to get complimented, because I get good performance off this, so it is gonna be in the air. People are gonna smell it, and let's be honest, whenever we get a compliment, it kind of makes us feel like a hero. On to the next one. If you were a superhero and you were looking for an appropriate fragrance to wear, you'd probably choose one that was called Hero. Luckily, Burberry made another one, and called it Burberry Hero. This is the EDT. This one came the year before the EDP. It's a woody, spicy scent. There's bergamot, juniper, black pepper, and again, it's got all the cedar. Between this and the EDP, I prefer this one. There's a little bit more to it. It's got a bit of extra freshness. It's got a really great, dry, woody quality, which I find really masculine. Similar to Dior Homme 2020. That had a gorgeous, dry woodiness, and it managed to come across as this very masculine, modern scent. This does that. It's just got the right amount of sweetness in there as well. I was surprised by this. It's a really good fragrance. Love the presentation. It's got this really nice, heavy paperweight style bottle, magnetic cap. Quite simple in its presentation, but it works. If you're a superhero and no one has yet assigned you a particular fragrance, then this would be a great choice. If you're just a regular guy without any superpowers, I think you'll also love this, because, you know, it's gonna make you feel like a hero. The last fragrance is for a superhero that doesn't exist, but I think this superhero could exist. If there were a man who could manipulate his reflection. He could make his reflection look like whatever he wanted. Maybe he could make his reflection disappear. Imagine a power like that. This amazing superhero would of course be called Reflection Man. And there's only one fragrance he'd be wearing. Boom. Never mind the awesome superhero that could be Reflection Man. This is an incredible fragrance, one of my all-time favorites. This is a very sweet, masculine, white floral scent. Some people say smells a little bit like Lamal. I think it smells way more elevated than that. This is a bit of me, this fragrance. If I wasn't doing this channel, if I wasn't collecting all these fragrances and wearing so many different fragrances, this could be a very strong contender as my signature scent. Either this or Reflection 45. It'd be tough to choose between them. Reflection 45 is just a little more powerful, it's a little earthier, a bit more complex. There are definitely certain occasions when I would prefer Reflection 45, but as an everyday casual wear, if I was only going to own one fragrance that would do it all year round, summer, spring, winter, all occasions, then I'm not gonna lie, Reflection Man does it. It is such an impeccably created scent. This is a masterpiece, I would say. Nailed on, 10 out of 10 masterpiece from Amouage. If you haven't tried it, treat yourself. Go to somewhere that sells Amouage. If you're in the UK, head down to Harrods, give it a sniff, because once you've been intoxicated by the smell of Reflection Man, it will be tough to not be tempted to grab a bottle of this. And I know Amouage isn't the cheapest of fragrances, but I think you get what you pay for with the smell of this. It smells luxurious, really well blended. Presentation is off the chain. If Reflection Man ever did become a legit superhero and a movie was made, I can just imagine the scene. The ending of the movie would be the villain in this Hall of Mirrors at a fun fair. He knew Reflection Man was in there somewhere, but he couldn't see his reflection because of the power Reflection Man has over mirrors. But he would smell him. He would smell Reflection Man and know he was there. What a great scene that would be. All right, that's your lot. You've had enough. You have had some amazing fragrances recommended to you in this video. You will not go wrong with at least trying all these fragrances and see if any of them fit with you, vibe with you, whichever one you smell, whichever one you choose. It is a 100% guarantee. It's gonna make you feel like a superhero. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Give it a like, you'll be a hero if you do that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.